And so members, make no mistake that this is just another version of state-sanctioned bullying and genocide.
Up next, it's time for a quick hits round with a couple crazy stories that I came across, and I'm gonna make you suffer through with me. First, this woke lawmaker thinks separating sports by sex is genocide. Take a listen.
And they aren't gonna stop being transgender just because you strip them from sports, or from housing, or from their health care, or any other public place that you don't want us to be. And so members, make no mistake that this is just another version of state-sanctioned bullying and genocide. And I don't say that lightly.
So the thing is, you kind of did say it lightly, actually, because separating sports by biology rather than identity, you might disagree with it. I think it's commonsensical, but we could have that debate. One thing it is certainly not is genocide. This is a state lawmaker in a debate at the state level in Minnesota over legislation that separates sports by biology, saying it's genocide to do this. Bro, that is actually such extreme hyperbole and ridiculousness, and it's profoundly disrespectful to the victims of genocide. And I just wonder, are progressives ever going to learn that they can't do this? They can't just keep throwing very serious words and accusations around like candy on Halloween, then acting shocked and horrified when people stop taking those words seriously and those warnings seriously. They did this with racism and bigotry. They cried wolf so many times that people just started tuning it out. And unfortunately, in some cases, that means actual bigotry doesn't get appropriately scrutinized and called out. But it's because they throw this stuff around so lightly and they're so hyperbolic. It is not genocide to require biological males to compete in boys' sports and only biological females to compete in women's sports. It's actually something everyone agreed on until like 5 minutes ago. Even if you disagree with it, it is not genocide. It's not the mass killing and extermination of a group of people. You just sound crazy and unhinged. And again, I think it's so profoundly disrespectful, but pop off, I guess. Up next, reporting suggests Democrats may disrupt Trump's speech tonight in obnoxious ways. Axios reports the Democrats are discussing a wide range of tactics to protest Trump's address inside the chamber, and some ideas that are floated are walking out over certain lines, holding up constitutions, egg cartons, hand clappers, signs, etc. They really don't learn, do they? Y'all, the absolute worst thing you could do as a Democrat for the Democratic message is to disrupt Trump and act childish while he's giving a speech to Congress. It's not a good look. It would not make you seem like serious and credible opposition. It would just make you seem like petulant children and ironically probably make whatever Trump's saying, make people more sympathetic to it. Hopefully kind of cooler heads will prevail because some voices inside the Democratic Party told Axios they think this is a bad idea, so maybe it won't happen. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But like the fact that some of these progressives in Congress still think like this, still think they're like woke college kids and still kind of embrace those tactics is so galling to me, because you would think that the evidence of just the last decade of American politics would be that people don't like performative BS. They don't like virtue signaling. They don't like stunts. They care about actual ideas and actions and their consequences. It always amazes me because Trump is so controversial and so unique and so divisive in so many ways. It shouldn't be hard to be the opposition against him and be successful. But Democrats seem like uniquely able to fumble it every time. And if they go through with these tactics, it'll be just another example of that. Up next, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau just announced retaliatory tariffs against the US.
I want to speak first directly to the American people. We don't want this. We want to work with you as a friend and ally. And we don't want to see you hurt either. But your government has chosen to do this to you.
So guys, looks like we got a trade war on our hands, and the tariffs and penalties flung in both directions. This isn't good. This is not good, in fact. Trump started this. It's all unnecessary, and I think it will hurt our economy. I think it will lead to higher prices for Americans who after years of inflation, simply can't afford it. And this is not similar to what Trump did his first term, which led to a pretty strong economic record. It's way more severe and extreme than any tariffs he did then, and it's tariffs on our allies and our friends rather than China or our adversaries. I'm on the record. I think this is a huge mistake. I don't see this going well. We're just going to end up in a tit-for-tat exchange with these countries that's going to leave both sides poorer and worse off. And I think the economic consequences of these policies are going to hurt the very same people Trump wants to help. I think it's a massive unforced error, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong, and I'll be proven wrong as we see how this plays out. Next, there's been a Luigi Mangione copycat of sorts, and TikTok seems happy about it. So the context is somebody just shot bullets into a CEO's home, and TikTokers and influencers online are not dismayed by this news. They actually seem kind of into it.
Another CEO got shot at, y'all. I think they starting to realize that they not in.
Comments on this. Make CEOs scared again. Heart. They missed. Angry emoji. Y'all, we can't be happy with a 33% accuracy. First Trump, now this? Wish they had better aim. They're the proud Americans we've been looking for. It's giving terrorist. It's a giving y'all belong on an FBI watch list. I can't believe people are actually supporting this behavior. You realize that blindly shooting into someone's home, even if somehow, and I think this is demented enough, you support killing the CEO, how about those bullets hit his wife or his kids or his dog? Shooting blindly into someone's home is a chaotic act of random violence. It is not targeted at one person, which, by the way, would still be immoral and evil to try to kill the CEO of a workers' insurance company. Like, none of them even know anything about this guy, but they've already decided in their head that because he's CEO, he deserves to die, which is just unhinged and evil. This is a sickness, y'all. And this is tens, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions of young people online are actually caught up in this terroristic cult. And I feel like we're just not talking about this enough, because it's actually a huge problem and a huge societal rot that needs to be addressed. Finally, another woke Democrat was just accidentally racist. This time towards Elon Musk. Here's what a Democratic congresswoman had to say.
Elon Musk, and what the hell are you doing here in America? Go back to South Africa!
Hey, so that's actually bigotry. That's actually insanely xenophobic and bigoted to tell an immigrant who is now a United States citizen, an American, and has been for many years, to go back to South Africa. These people, if they didn't have double standards, would actually not have any standards at all. Because Republicans have said things like to Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, go back to your country. She's also a U.S. citizen. So it's wrong to say that. And I can say that consistently. But they would be the first ones to cry racism, xenophobia, and bigotry in those kinds of attacks on people on their side. And to some extent, those complaints would be valid. Yet the second it's a right-wing coded immigrant, they're happy to do the bigotry. This is not one person. Multiple people have done this on the Democratic side of the aisle, and they clap and cheer for it. It's the audacity for me. It's the hypocrisy and the double standards. People are letting partisan politics rot their souls and destroy their moral compass and compromise their integrity, and I will simply never relate to that or respect it in any way. What do y'all think? Which one of these quick hits was the craziest story to you? Let me know in the comments, and do hit that like button while you're at it. All right, guys, that's it for this episode of the Brad vs. Everyone podcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Remember to check out the merch store linked in the description, and we will talk again real soon.